project we're discussing here today, our client was the TxDOT Dallas District. This is a design and environmental project that occurred from 2022 to 2025. And once again, the project is FM 407, FM meaning Farm to Market Road. The construction for our design is probably forecasted to let, currently forecasted in 2030. The deadlines involved with this schematic environmental processing was an expedited schedule from the TxDOT Dallas District. Construction costs an estimated $330 million. That includes not only the construction, but utility relocations and right-of-way acquisition. Project funding is to be determined. It most likely is going to be a combination of federal, state, and municipality fundings. Project location is what you see here on the screen with this location map. At the top of the map is the north direction. You can see by the colored shading here that it involves more than several municipalities. These are all kind of blended together here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We have dozens of suburbs, and this is a great example of it here, where the city limit lines are basically invisible lines. It's just all a mix of development, rooftops, and so forth, which is part of the basis for this project, the purpose and need. We've got it outlined here in the orange line, the approximately 12-mile corridor. It does involve or intersect the I-35W corridor. Keep that in mind as we move along today. We're going to be mentioning that breakout project. And also over here to the left-hand side of the screen near FM 156 in the city of Justin, you can kind of see how the existing route, the two-lane roadway, zigzags back and forth with basically 90-degree angles that are out there. So the safety is another aspect that supports this project. One of our planning tools is this type of heat map. It plots out all the traffic crashes that have occurred over a certain period of time, usually 3 to 5 years prior to the project. You can see here in red how this is kind of a concentration of crashes that have occurred along FM 407. And this location that's outlined is near US 377 in the city of Argyle. So that's one tool. Another tool that we utilize is to plan ahead. Again, the basis for this project is development that's coming in as we speak. This upper right image you see here is an example of a development plan at one of the quadrants of I-35W and FM 407. And this is just one of the quadrants. There's 4 quadrants out there, and they're all going to be developed with, again, rooftops, big box stores, parking lots. So you can just imagine right out there today, you'll see a green pasture, but that's not going to be the case in the future. And speaking of the future, we design projects like this 20 years out. And that 20-year, in this case, would be the year 2048. So we're designing for those traffic volumes, that travel demand. What we show on the screen are the travel volumes that are forecast. If you look a little bit close here, you'll see how these volumes basically double and triple between now and the year 2048. This orange area that we have indicated, that's where no road exists today, with the exception of 12th Street, which we'll mention here briefly coming up. So this is a new location alignment. It avoids some of the constraints that are out there. Let's say theoretically, if we just followed that blue alignment and expanded it within Justin, we would be going through the heart of Justin. We'd be knocking down buildings, potentially affecting historic structures. So we can't do that. So we propose this orange new location alignment. It does have impacts in and of itself, which we'll explain here today. But this was the consensus solution. Project purpose and need: improve safety, mobility, access, traffic operations. Once again, designing not for today's conditions, but those future build-out conditions in 2048. And finally here, displaying Bartlett West purpose and core values. Foremost, we remained accessible and aware of our clients' expectations. We strive to meet and exceed the expectations. When a task or deliverable to the client faltered, we responsibly took charge and pursued remedies to keep the project progressing. Likewise, we flagged any out of scope items and continued processing the scoped items as opposed to just stopping work and negotiating the hours and the fee on the unscoped items. So we kept the project moving forward with the client, even though there were the question marks, the flags that we came up with. And then finally, on the basis of our public trust building that we applied to this project, that continues to be our broad experience solution, anticipating the community needs and concerns through their lens and giving them a voice in the decision-making process, primarily through our outreach efforts and our interactive and opinion-engaging public involvement exhibits. The end result being a multiple objective community solution.